Hello. Let's see. We're all on the same page here. Okay. Hey there, guys. Carrie Bowman here, professional certified life coach. And if you're not into self-awareness and a lot of times being into self-awareness is not that fun because what happens is we start to get self-aware and then we realize how much pain we're creating for ourselves and then we get super uncomfortable because we don't have the tools. So basically the first step in self-awareness is getting self-aware and being aware of how much in pain we are and not knowing what to do about it. So it can be hard. It's also the first step. So if you're not into that, then this isn't for you. And I get it and I respect that. I wasn't into anything like this for like the first 3 decades of my life because getting aware of what I was doing to myself and how I was causing myself pain didn't really fit with my worldview at the time. So if you're not into that, then pass this by and maybe some other time you will be. I've been doing a lot of thinking, all of these lives, everything that I come to the table with and I talk about is from my own personal experience. It's hard for me to talk about something that I haven't experienced because it's not really helpful. I mean, I can read it in a book, but unless I've had an experience of it, I mean, that's why I talk so much about fear and all these things is that I get it. I get what it's like to live your life in fear. I get what it's like to feel the angst we feel inside on a moment-to-moment basis. I get it. I've had the experience and I can sometimes still have the experience of that. So I only do lives about things that I know. And because I'm human, I know the same things that you know. And what I want to talk about today, what's been really blowing my mind, is plain old resistance. And this goes back, so many years. They've been talking about, attachment and resistance and all this stuff. And I used to kind of roll my eyes. But what's really been catching my attention is how much I resist my experience all of the time. And so do you. And what cracks me up is that the resistance that we feel, right? And it feels like crap, basically when I say resistance, what I mean by that is that feeling of stop, whether it's this text that I've just gotten, the driver that I'm behind, what my husband or wife or boyfriend or girlfriend or child just did. It's raining outside. It's cold in here. The balance on my checking account, the fact that my jeans are too tight, fill in the blank. All right. That feeling that you get in your gut when any of those millions of things that crop up every second to second comes up, is kind of like this feeling of stop, kind of like your heart closes. I have felt that feeling like a lot. Even today, I felt it this morning when I woke up. I felt it when my youngest got up way earlier than I wanted her to. I felt it when it was cold in my house and I had to change clothes. I mean, like little tiny little things. And my mind goes, no, I don't want this. That's resistance. And all of us are in resistance most of the time. The only time that we're not in resistance is when there's something that our mind finds is good. So the jeans are fitting. It's not raining, the balance in the checking account is high, whatever it is, and then that feels good, and then we love that. We want more of that, right? So that's when we're trying to cling to things. But most of the time, our human experience is we are resisting all of the time, and I am too. And when we're resisting, it feels like shit, It does not feel good. It feels, basically what we're doing is we're saying no to the experience that we're having. We're saying no. I don't want this experience. I don't like you. I'm pushing you away. That's what resistance is. Energetically, resistance is pushing away. Now, there's some fundamental problems with resistance. Number one, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you resist or not. I want you to just stop for a moment and just think about what I just said. It doesn't matter if you resist or not. Your resistance and what that causes you to feel inside, which I'm going to talk about in just a minute, does not change anything. It doesn't change the bank account. It doesn't change the relationship. It doesn't change the driver in front of you. It doesn't change what you see in the mirror. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't change anything. And what our minds do is our minds want to have an experience that feels good based on our personal preferences and based on what helps us to feel safe inside. And if what we're experiencing does not fit into the framework for what our mind says is good, then we resist. When we resist, we're in pain. First of all, we're not experiencing the present moment. We're trying to resist it. We're trying to push it away. That's pain. That's pain. When we resist, we literally energetically, we constrict, we close up inside. I mean, some people that are really into energy and things like that, it's almost like your heart center is closing off because you're resisting. You're not open to it at all. So first of all, it doesn't change anything. You're actually expending your energy, pushing something away that doesn't even change it. And second of all, you're in pain. So the first thing I want you to do, if you're open to it, is to blow your mind. And for the rest of the day, every single time, if you ask yourself, if you give yourself the assignment of, I want to be aware of when I'm in resistance, you're going to find that you're in resistance almost all of the time, unless things are going your way. All right? I want you to notice today, I want you to notice, what does that feel like? Do you feel it in your body? What is your mind saying? How are you experiencing this push against something? I promise you, if you pay attention, you're going to feel it all friggin' day long. It's this push. And then when you begin to notice that you're feeling it all of the time, if you can tell yourself, wow, I'm in resistance over this thing that I can't do anything about. Now, don't get me wrong, resistance can often be a red flag or information if there's something that you need to attend to. Maybe your bank account is low and there's some things that you need to do, or maybe something else is occurring that you need to pay attention to. I'm not saying that we don't pay attention to anything, but 99% of the time, your resistance has no meaning or effect on anything outside of yourself. And the only thing actually you can do, that I urge you to do, is to let go. Now, when it comes to letting go, when you feel resistance, it feels really weird to let go because we're not used to it. I mean, imagine if resistance is a muscle, then this muscle is strong. I mean, this muscle in me is so strong. It's like this. I mean, it is strong. All right. So when you start to try to let go of the resistance, and start with the little things. I mean, again, this morning, I live in Colorado. I have to change clothes. I have to get dressed to go outside occasionally. So, my mind is saying, God, it's freezing. I don't want to change clothes. Well, that resistance that I'm feeling is not going to change the temperature, and it's not going to change the fact that I probably should get dressed before I leave my house. All right. So if you want to start with the small things, the small resistances, the weather, the driver, the text or the email that rubs you the wrong way, whatever, that's fine. But literally, the second you notice it begin, the resistance, literally, I want you to put your shoulders back, and I want you to breathe. And what I want you to do is I want you to allow it to pass through you. Now, everything is energy, right? So your emotions and your thoughts and all of that is energy as well. The problem with resistance is that what we're resisting, we don't allow to pass through us, all right? So the things that normally wouldn't catch your attention at all, they always pass right through you. Whether it's someone pumping gas or you're driving down the street and a tree, those things pass right through us. We don't resist them at all. The problem is that the things that we resist, they don't pass through us. We don't allow them to pass through us. So inherently what that means is that we're storing every single thing that you resist, you're storing inside of yourself energetically, which is why it is so hard sometimes to let go of things, because it's not just the surface level thing that you're trying to let go. It's like years and years and years of things that you've stored. So literally, when you feel resistance, put your shoulders back and breathe and try to literally allow it to pass through you. Try to literally allow it to let go of it. Start with the small things first. I'm telling you, it is so freeing. My mind, there's something about today. My mind is not happy about what's going on today. I don't know. I'm tired. I don't know what's going on. It doesn't really matter. My mind is resisting everything. I didn't want to get on into this live. I don't feel like working. I'm really tired. It's all this dialogue in my mind. Okay, so that's there. What I'm trying to do, though, is when it comes up, I'm acknowledging it. Wow, I really am resisting that. And you can even see by the way I'm sitting, I'm trying to let it pass through me. And so now, at least when it comes to like the live, I wanted to get on here and I wanted to share this with you, right? This is powerful stuff. I'm growing. I need to grow and learn just as much as anyone else. So throughout the rest of the day, your first assignment, notice how much you resist, which is all the time. Second of all, have an idea, begin to notice how much your resistance does nothing. Your desire to have things be a certain way does nothing to change it. All it does is cause pain for yourself. And when you begin to feel the resistance, and literally you can feel it, I promise you, if you try this, you can feel it. The second you feel yourself begin to close down, the second you feel yourself restrict and push away, stop and open. And just open and just let it go. Let it go through you. Start with the small things. This is a huge spiritual practice. This is being okay with what each moment is putting in front of you is literally one of the highest forms of spiritual practice and mindfulness. I mean, that's basically what mindfulness is. It's respect for the present moment and what it's bringing in front of you. So start with the small things and try to have a good day. You know, the day is going to unfold. It doesn't matter what you think about what's going on. So you might as well just accept what's going on and not resist it. Again, it's just hurting you. So let me guys, I can't even talk. Let me know what you think, what you feel, and if this is helpful for you at all. So hope everyone has a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.